What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, we got to talk about Borderlands 4, the price, and also the additions for this game. So look, good news, bad news, good news, I guess, depending on how you want to look at it. Good news, I think, across the board is that it's not an $80 game, which, may I just, by the way, say, this is why, as Randy Pitchford, you really just should not talk until, like, these things get announced, right? There's no point to do what he did, like a month ago, I made a video on that as well. There's no point to talk about and kind of label people certain ways, like, well, you're a real fan if you do this, you're not a real fan if you do that. This is why I think just the safest thing to do is just not open up Twitter, don't use your fingers, don't type nothing, just leave it alone, because like ultimately it was kind of nothing, right? Like, it's not $80. He never should have said that. 70 is the new 60. I'm not here to tell you that that's amazing. I guess I'm literally just here to tell you it's not 80. You don't have to think 70 is all that great. I know many people on the channel and just I see on social media that 60 is the highest point they go. They don't even go to 70, right? So yeah, it's not 80. That's good. That's definitely good, but it is 70. So maybe that's too much for some people. Maybe it's not. Now, if you're worried about not spending enough, don't worry. They got your back. So, not ideal. I'm not a huge fan of how they let's get into these deluxe editions, because I guess I'm just not a fan of how they split up certain content. So you got the $70 edition, right? You also have a $100 edition, which is called the deluxe edition, right? But see, there's a deluxe edition and a super deluxe edition. Now, the only difference between those two is one really big pack of DLC, right? So like standard is standard. The deluxe edition, you get this thing called the Bounty Pack Bundle. Now, you get other stuff. There's all these cosmetics and these cards. And I mean, what I really want to focus on is really the meat of like, why would you spend $30 more? This is why you would do it. You specifically get this thing called the Bounty Pack Bundle, which is 4 unique areas, which are new missions and bosses. You get vault cards, you get new gear and weapons, new Vault Hunter cosmetics, and 4 new vehicle cosmetics. Okay, so the bulk of that is the new unique areas, 4 of them with its own missions and bosses. So that's a DLC pack, right? Like, that's a meaty thing. So okay, you get that, but where I think I would start to take notice here is that you do a $100 edition, then you also have a $130 edition. That middle one, the $100, has that one big DLC pack, but the $130 edition has 2 DLC packs. So it has that first pack, and it also has this thing called the Vault Hunter pack, which is 2 new playable Vault Hunters, 2 new story packs, which includes new story and side missions, another 2 map regions, new gear and weapons, cosmetics. So that's really where they get you, right? Like, again, honestly, the cosmetics, and you get others. You get other packs, for each of these editions. For me, goes right over my head or in one ear, out the other. Truly could care less. For me, it's the substance, okay? What is, like, the new stuff you'd be experiencing from one edition to the next? I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of, like, the prices are the prices, To be honest, like, we've had games that are $100 with these deluxe editions. We've had games that are $90, $110, $120. $130 feels a bit high. I think Dragon Ball might have been like $120, and that was an enormous amount of characters, but that is a pretty penny to spend. Or maybe it was $110. I just remember it was a lot of money for like that deluxe edition that gives you everything. This is pushing it. This is $130. That's a lot, and that's not the collector's edition. Like, that's the most, like, that's the highest tier base edition you can get. So again, the thing to me is just I'm not really pleased with, well, you got your standard and then you got a deluxe with DLC. That happens. That happens all too often, and you don't have to like it. I'm just saying it happens. But then, okay, well, you have this deluxe edition that has DLC. Then you have this next deluxe edition that has another DLC. So it's like, all right, now to get both DLCs, you have to skip the middle one. You have to go for the highest one, right? That's pretty rough. So, I mean, they satisfy everybody. The price isn't $80, so people that were, mad that it might have been $80, they don't have to get mad. But now you can get mad because the way they're handling these deluxe editions. So it's a win-win for everybody. Fans get what they want. People that want to talk about the price, they get what they want as well, because they fix one issue to just start another issue the same day, right? So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.